Welcome to this new Hinelson Academy video titled, How to Replace Teak Caulking, where I'll show you how to remove the old caulking, clean the planks, and restore both the safety and appearance of your boat. Because, regardless of what people believe, a teak deck is definitely a beautiful feature. Of course, maintaining and taking care of it requires a lot of effort. So let's take a look together at what to do when the caulking comes off and you're left with that unsightly gap, which is a clear sign it's time to take action. What will we use? Latex gloves, toolkit, spatula, absorbent cloth, acetone, brush, manual caulking gun, sealant. We can break this operation down into 4 steps: removal, preparation, application, and removal of excess material. I want to point out that the procedure we're about to do is great for replacing 20 or 30 centimeters of rubber, but not for doing a complete caulking of the deck. If you want to completely replace the seams and don't want to spend weeks doing it, you'll need to get some semi-professional tools. But for now, let's stick to a DIY seam replacement. A tip: the temperature for this operation shouldn't be higher than 25 degrees or lower than 5. Obviously, no direct sunlight and, above all, no rain. In conclusion, if you don't have a protective structure, you'll need to wait for the right weather conditions so the glue can adhere and harden properly. Now let's move on to the first step. During this step, some people use masking tape to mark off the area where they'll be working. I prefer not to use it, since the benefits are far fewer than the potential damage it can cause. Try to be as precise and steady as possible. First of all, we need to get a utility knife or a box cutter. With this tool, we'll proceed to remove the rubber from the seam. It goes without saying that you need to be extremely careful not to remove any of the teak as well. Once the rubber is removed, use a chisel like this to go over the seam or caulking groove. You need at least 5 millimeters of depth to ensure the new sealant has the ideal space to settle. Once the rubber is removed and the joint is thoroughly cleaned, we can move on to phase 2, preparation. When you've removed all the sealant, clean the area with some acetone. Let's move on to phase 3. Get yourself a caulking gun and the sealant. Keeping it angled between 60 and 90 degrees and the nozzle as close as possible to the bottom of the groove between the planks, move it along as you apply the sealant. Try to keep this movement as steady as possible. After spreading the sealant as evenly as possible in the joint, you need to wait about 5 to 10 minutes, depending on the temperature where you're working. Take the spatula and spread the sealant, but don't apply too much pressure or you'll end up smearing the sealant everywhere. During the 4th and final phase, we need to wait for the sealant to fully cure, so take an RRQ, a quick daily nap, and then wait 2 or 3 days. Remember to protect your freshly finished work with a raised tarp. In this case, I wasn't quick enough or clear enough in warning to stay away, and the disaster happened, Sikaflex everywhere. You can fix the mess or wait and start again from phase 1. Once the sealant has set, you can remove the excess with a utility knife. we've reached the end of this process. In theory, a repair like this should take half a day. With kids and cats getting involved, it'll take at least 3. So always cover your work. You can now get an exclusive 5% discount off your entire purchase by simply using the special code NTUB10 at Hinelson.com. To make sure you don't miss any updates, remember to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. See you in the next video.